How you doing? We're 324 days in to Trump's presidency. It's in numbers 324 is actually a number that pops up at the beginning of the Tenet film when they're in the opera doing the reversals. I'm about a metre away from the edge of this cliff right now, so I'm trying to show you what I can. There you go. It's beautiful out here. The sun was shining. Even though it's later in the day, I wanted to get out here and do the broadcast from here. It's a special location, so I made the effort to do that. I enjoyed the sun, the fresh air. And it makes you feel human again. We kind of get these days of sun maybe once a week, maybe kind of every 8 or 9 days. There was a brief one a little later, end of last week. But here it is, we're out here. So, but 324 in numbers comes to super 79 plus currency revaluation 245, which also comes to Thomas Sydney Bushnell 245. So super Thomas Sydney Bushnell 240, well, 324. Anyway, make of that what you will. And just a heads up, so people have been booking the one-on-one Zooms. I've got another recording of a one-on-one that I did with someone recently, so that'll be coming out in a few days. But also I'm going to be closing the doors on the offer. So I've extended the Black Friday offer with 20% off. But that's going to come to a close. I'm actually going to put the price up. And there you go. Can you see that? So anyone that's kind of on the fence is thinking about it, maybe one or two that have inquired and haven't booked just yet, just giving you all a heads up. The price will be going up. So the offer will finish and the price will be going up as well. Because there's only a select amount that I can take. Like I said, I don't do these that often. The last batch I did was in April. And then previous to that it was last year. So anyway, so if any of you are thinking about it, I'm just giving you a heads up. You want to book it now. Because I'll be closing the doors on the current offer. And I've got other projects that are exciting for everyone that I'm going to be bringing out, so I have to dedicate more time to those things. But I love doing the one-on-ones because there's great magic. You saw that with Tiara the other day, and there's some great magic in the one that we've got coming out in a couple of days. But just letting you know, so that's it. So it's not for everyone, but if you want to, I'll be happy to see you. So the email is below. The price is currently, well, the regular price is $555 in pounds for 30 minutes. It's $888 for 60 minutes. It's 1111. Well, 1111 for 90 minutes. Black Friday offer right now for the next 24 hours is 20% off of that. So that's £444 for 30 minutes, $710 for 60, and $888 for 90. But after that offer is closed, that offer's going. It won't be on offer anymore, and I'm actually putting the prices up. So that will be it, because I can only do a slightly few of these. Because they're wonderful, but they take quite a lot out of me in terms of energy to do it, and time. So anyway, so I'm just letting you know, giving you the heads up on that. Here we go, folks. I'm going to take you around the corner here, and it's quiet today, which is lovely actually. So it's not as cold as it was a couple of weeks ago, even though it's a little misty. So you can see that it's misty because out there literally is the Isle of Wight, which is 133, which is simulation 133, but you can't see it because it's a little hazy. But nevertheless, it is out there. Maybe that's an analogy for things that are out there, and we can't always see them. Okay, so I'm about a metre from the edge of here. I saw my brother at the weekend and we were talking about faith and leaps of faith, and he was like, don't jump. I have excuse, that was what was that? I have thought about not jumping, but the leap of faith. I was like, does it boil down to? I remember when I was a kid, I used to think, does getting to heaven come to like a free throw in basketball, or a penalty kick in football? Once you've passed all the challenges, is the final challenge to take a penalty kick, a spot kick, and if you score, you get exalted, you go to heaven. After everything's been said and done, there's a nice little gap there through the rocks. I don't know if you can see it right down there. There's a gap just there, tip of my finger, you see. Or is it a free throw in basketball? Or is it a three-pointer? Or is it like in Indiana Jones where you have to take the leap of faith and you have to step out into the unknown? Something about it does make me think you might suddenly discover that all of this is just holographic. But it's a big test, isn't it? I'm not saying it is that, but it might be. I don't know. I think there's other things to uncover. But maybe there comes a push moment where you have to just fly. Neo had it in the Matrix, didn't he? He discovered he could fly. He overcame everything. And then he realized he could fly. I mean, why do we dream about flying? Hey, everybody. Why do we dream about flying? It's somehow in our DNA, isn't it? It's probably one of those, well, in fact, I'm sure it is. It's one of those things that we can do, but it's been suppressed in this kind of vortex grid of dampening down our abilities. And why that was, I still don't know. I'm always inquiring about that. But yeah. But that would be quite a leap of faith. I guess, was it the Wright brothers who did it with the old jumping off the edge with their biplanes? Maybe I should learn to fly first in terms of like aeroplanes, get used to it. I've done skydive before, which was great fun. I've done cliff jumping before, jumping into the water, but not from that height. Okay, look at this, folks. So these are some of the beautiful stacks that you get here. Look, you see this here? There you go. It's a really beautiful part of the world. It's in some films. I saw it in a film a few months ago. I'm trying to remember what it was, but they featured it. It was either a documentary or it was a film, and I was like, I know where that is. I know exactly where that is. So, oh, there's a ridge here. I haven't noticed that before. So this is right on the tip. Although I said that the tip's out there as well, but this is one of them. So look, there's like Shaly Beach down there. There you go. Yeah. You get right to the edge. I came here a few years ago when it was really bright sunshine. Had a visitor and I was doing mixes. I was playing music while doing the speaking, and it was fun. It was fun. Be fun though when we can fly. I do think that's on the cards. In fact, I don't know that is. I mean, I don't believe that we get impulses if we can't do them. Okay. So out there, you get some young kids doing, like, climbing out there. Yeah. I guess is the fear of falling, is that just a piece of code that's built into our hologram to keep us from realizing the truth? Is it? I'm not sure. What do you think? What do you think, folks? It is the Great Awakening. We've got to wake up to more and more things, or I guess I say we've got to. It seems inevitable that we're waking up to more and more things. More and more things are coming online. More and more truths, more and more possibilities, more and more realities are coming online. Health-wise, financially-wise, consciously. It just makes things more fun. I mean, let's face it, it's probably the most fun time to be, well, it is. For me personally, it's the most fun to be alive. The more and more I peer into the rabbit hole, the more and more it smiles back with something crazy. And it's cool, it's fun. And it's beautiful. And life has definitely been on a parabolic, upward, exponential curve since 2020. I always sought for great things prior to that, but it did feel like basically there was an energy, a grid that was shutting things off. And then the awakening came in, and boy, was that something that none of us, well, I say none of us, some did know it was coming, but consciously I didn't know that was coming, but I embraced it. Accompanying downloads and gifts came with it. Let me take you out here. This is almost like, I don't think it is, but it's almost like the kind of ridge of a dinosaur, like the backbone of a dinosaur. So if you go out there, hang on, let me turn this around, can you see it? So out here, I've seen people walk all the way along there and out there. Like, somehow they must not have the fear of falling programmed into their body. I think that programming I have is less than it may have been in the past, but I still don't know if I'm at the stage to go out there yet. But I've seen people do it. Seen people walk along there just holding like bottles of water or cans of Coke just out there. Saw it a few years ago, and over 10 years ago actually as well. So in the summer you'll get canoes, paddlos, like boats coming out here, people pulling up down there, parking up. But I mean, it is lovely. It's beautiful. I wonder what the height you could jump. You know what? If the water's deep enough, you probably could just jump. I don't know what but yeah, you see it in films and stuff, don't you? And people diving. That's too shallow from what I can tell. Well, it would be this side, but over there, maybe not so much. I don't know. Over there, that's even higher. So look at the trajectory. So you go there, and that's a lot higher. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a good, so the tip of here, if you had a level playing field, that's probably good, maybe 10, 12 meters higher than over there. So that's quite a jump. But yeah, so the Isle of Wight is literally just over there. So here is where the needles would connect over there. So anciently, it was probably connected because you've got the white needles on the Isle of Wight over there, and then you've got all of the bay here, and then the harbour in there. So yeah, hit the hype button if you would, folks, if you're watching now or live or after. If you're enjoying the location today, send a PayPal. My link for PayPal is below. You just send it to my email. That's how you can book as well, via the email. Okay, so, but here it is, folks. It's nice to be out here. Do you guys have anything similar to where you are? I know some of you are on the coast, some of you will be in mountainous areas. But in the comments, similar places that you are blessed to visit, either regularly or places you go to. I'm always intrigued to see new wonderful places. Look at that gap, can you see that? So let me point this out. So here you've got a gap there, so there's a nice hollow there. You see that? You could see that from the other side. But this is known as Old Harry Rocks. Old Harry Rocks is 167, which comes to the number 24 when you spell the two words 24. 20 being 107, quantum currency. XRP plus XLM, quantum trumps, military, Guantanamo, Superman, atonement, Aquarius. They're all 107. Eternal life, 107. And then 4 is orange, tangent. A lot of you are getting your tangent wallets. Click the link below. My mate Alan was the one that told me about those in the first place, and they've been great ever since. So anyway, folks, you can see the sun is coming down. So I remember a few weeks ago, when I go that way, the signal seems to drop. So I'm gonna make sure that doesn't happen again. That's it, old Harry rocks England. That's it. Yeah. Who's here? Garrett, Winthorpe, Laura. Yeah, it's lovely out here. And I think tomorrow's probably doomy and gloomy again. So when the next one comes, I think we'll have a chance to do it. Wow, what is that out there? That's interesting. Something is stationary out in the water. You're probably not going to be able to see this, but right there, something stationary. I don't know my binoculars with me, but something's just stationary. Doesn't seem to be moving. Is that a sub? I did see what looked to be like an alien craft about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, in the daytime, that was in the water for a second. It was like a kind of sideways triangle thing, and then I got it for a split second, and it shot below the waves, and that was it. Just like I've seen the craft up in the sky. So they do exist, folks. They do exist. And if I hadn't have experienced it myself, it would probably be tricky to believe, particularly with the things like the UFOs. I think you've got to see those yourself. I think all of this you've got to experience yourself. We can only kind of point you to the water, the possibility of it. Okay, so that's two vessels. They're separating over there. But I only saw my first UFO stuff that I was consciously aware of about a year and a half into it, after COVID. So it was October 2021 in Arizona and Scottsdale when I first saw them. And then since then I've seen dozens and dozens of times. Sometimes I don't see them for a while. I don't always look, but sometimes I do. And quite often when I look, I see them. Okay, so that's moving. What is that out there? Now that's joined forms again. That's like two. Yeah, don't know what that is. Anyway, all right, folks. Lots of love. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. And if you enjoy the show, send a PayPal. If you want to book, get in now, because like I said, I'm going to close the doors on the offer, and then the prices will go up, and I'll only be doing a few from that point on. So take care. See you later. Bye.